Welcome to episode 1 of Haunted Histories. Pinehurst Park, the endless drive.
The air was thick with an unsettling stillness as Jake maneuvered his car through the winding roads of Pinehurst National Park. Tall trees, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers, enveloped the narrow road, casting an impenetrable darkness. The only source of light came from Jake's dim headlights, creating feeble cones of visibility that seemed to dissipate into the shadows. The silence was broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves and the distant hoots of an owl. Pinehurst was known for its dense forest and elusive wildlife, but tonight, the forest felt different, unnerving, as though it held secrets that whispered through the rustling leaves. As Jake rounded a bend, the road seemed to stretch endlessly before him, disappearing into the inky blackness. The eerie glow of his dashboard clock revealed that it was well past midnight, and fatigue was settling in, but there was no turning back. The GPS on his phone had lost signal miles ago, leaving him alone in the heart of the national park with no idea of how much farther he had to go. He tried to shake off the growing unease, convincing himself it was just the isolation playing tricks on his mind. The road, however, seemed to have a life of its own, winding through the forest like a serpent, leading him deeper into the heart of Pinehurst. Suddenly, the headlights flickered, casting the car into temporary darkness. Panic gripped Jake as he quickly tapped the brakes, bringing the vehicle to a shuddering halt. He checked the rearview mirror, half expecting to see someone or something lurking in the shadows. But the darkness offered no answers. With a hesitant sigh, he turned the key, attempting to restart the engine. The car roared to life, but the unsettling feeling lingered. As he continued down the road, an unsettling figure appeared in the periphery of his vision. A shadowy figure that seemed to dart between the trees, always just out of focus. His heart raced and a cold sweat broke out on his forehead. He told himself it was just his imagination, that the isolation and darkness were playing tricks on his mind. But the figure persisted, appearing and disappearing as he sped through the silent forest. As the road twisted and turned, the forest seemed to close in around him. The once majestic trees now loomed like monstrous sentinels, their twisted branches clawing at the sky. An indistinct whispering filled the air, as though the very trees were murmuring ancient secrets. In a sudden burst of terror, Jake slammed on the brakes. The headlights illuminated a dilapidated sign that seemed to materialize out of the darkness. It read, "Welcome to Pinehurst National Park. Abandon hope, all who enter here." A guttural growl echoed through the trees, and the air turned icy. Panic seized Jake as he fumbled for his phone, desperate for any signal, any connection to the outside world. But the forest held him captive, its secrets closing in with every passing second. As he stared into the impenetrable darkness beyond the road, Jake couldn't shake the feeling that Pinehurst National Park was a place where the line between the living and the dead blurred, a place where the shadows whispered of forgotten terrors, and the road led only to the heart of darkness.